very unique gesture, like it will be very crushing. The people may say that I have never experienced that kind of chest pain throughout my life, and which is increasing gradually. If you give some time, it will increasing its intensity. And if you see the standard textbook, they say the chest pain will last for more than 10 minutes of time.
Hey there everyone, I welcome you all to my channel. Today is 29 September, which is observed as the World's Heart Day. This day is celebrated for two main objectives. First, to know about the various cardiovascular disease, and second, to know about the various ways by which we can promote a healthy heart lifestyle. To discuss about this noble topic, we have Dr. Rahul Khanna sir, where he will be discussing everything about the cardiovascular disease. So hello sir, I welcome you to my channel.
Thank you very much. Actually, thank you for inviting me to discuss such an interesting topic and very relevant nowadays. Because if you see the basic statistics, almost 520 million people are living with cardiovascular disease nowadays globally, and almost 18.6 million people are dying. And most surprisingly, almost 1/4 of the death are very sudden. So people don't get some time to know whether they are having this kind of diseases.
Okay. So as sir said that cardiovascular disease is one of the leading causes of death. So sir, what does cardiovascular disease actually mean?
Okay, let me explain in a very common way that if you split the word, it's very simple: cardio and vascular. So cardio means heart, and everyone having one heart, and which is the size is very small. It's just like a fist of your hand. And the second thing is it's one of the strongest muscle in the body. And you will be surprised that if you live 70 years of your age, your heart beats 2.5 billion times. So you have to take care of your heart. It's very important for you. So this is one aspect that heart is included under the cardiovascular disease. There are so many other diseases, we will discuss this later on also. And the second part is vascular diseases. So suppose the artery and vessels, that is the blood supply throughout your body, that also includes the diseases, that also includes the cardiovascular disease. So in a nutshell, it has two components. One is heart itself, and another is the vascular system of the body. So this is all about the cardiovascular diseases.
Sir, as a common person, how will I know that I have some cardiac ailment, or what are the symptoms that I should observe, that I should visit a doctor?
Yes. Most commonly we say that chest pain is one of the most important thing people will experience. But the problem is, there are hundreds, thousands of reasons people may experience chest pain. But this is not because of cardiovascular diseases. But most interestingly, the chest pain of the cardiovascular disease due to the heart attack or any other causes of heart, this is a very unique chest pain. Like it will be very crushing. The people may say that I have never experienced that kind of chest pain throughout my life, and which is increasing gradually. If you give some time, it will increasing its intensity. And if you see the standard textbook, they say the chest pain will last for more than 10 minutes of time. And another thing is, it will be mainly exaggerated by the physical exercise, by your emotional stress, sexual activities. These are the most important things that the chest pain may increases its intensity. So in first thing, the chest pain is the most important thing. And the people may experience loss of consciousness. Suddenly, there will be a reading of head and the people got loss of consciousness. And the third thing is the shortness of breath. That is the respiratory distress may be there. What we actually experience in case of the heart failure patient. The people's first complaint is the doctor, I don't breathe properly. So again, heart failure patient may experience that kind of things.
So all the viewers, if you face any of these symptoms, please do visit your doctor. So in a country like India, the distance between our home and hospital is quite far. So what should be the first step that we should take at a primary, at a personal level?
They should do at least some basic investigation at their doorsteps. In the semi-urban areas or rural areas, ECG, that is electrocardiogram, it is very important. It is very much available, and it is very cheap also. Another thing is we can diagnose heart attack by doing a simple blood test. That is shortly we can call it property test. That is troponin T test. So the people can at least whenever they are experiencing that kind of symptoms they are having, the chest pain which cannot be resolved by taking antacids, the chest pain which cannot be subsided by taking analgesics. At that time they must take some basic investigation like ECG and property at their doorstep, and which is very cheap and available at the rural areas also.
Sir, I want to know some basic answers. Like, if a person consumes alcohol, what should be the daily consumption?
Okay. Again, I'm referring a standard textbook. They say that a man can take less than equal to 2 drinks per day, and for a woman it's less than 1 drink per day, or less than equal to 1 drink per day. That's all.
How much does one drink?
Okay, it's 14 gram of ethanol. They say.
Okay.
1 drink equivalent to 14 gram of alcohol.
So, what should be the oil that we use for cooking?
It's very controversial and very important to know, because at least in the aspect of the country like India. So oil, before coming to the oil, we have to know one thing, that what are the fats we are consuming. So if you split them, saturated fatty acid and unsaturated fatty acid. Saturated fatty acids are very bad, very bad. They are bad for your heart. So you don't have to consume, you should not consume saturated fatty acids. Mainly the animal oil, animal food, red meat, these are comprising of the saturated fatty acids, like coconut oil. So coconut oil is very harmful to your heart. Palm oil, again it is having more saturated fatty acids, so it is again harmful for your heart. Now on the other hand, the unsaturated fatty acids are also having two parts. One is PUFA and LUFA. Probably you have heard this. This is polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fatty acid, which are almost good for your heart. Mostly, the most literature, if you see the American Heart Association guideline or WHO guideline, they prefer and they suggest that you should take more unsaturated fatty acid, more and less saturated fatty acid, and your daily consumption should be less than 30% of your calories should be on the fat or liquid. So it's very important, and they suggest that olive oil, canola oil and groundnut oil are better than that of the palm oil and coconut oil, butter, ghee. These are not good for your health, but on the other hand, olive oil is very good for your health because it has got equal proportions of and ideal proportions for your heart. Olive oil, canola oil, and let me share one interesting story. Canola oil, the word comes from Canada. The can and ola means oil. So, forget about that. The olive oil and canola oil, sunflower oil, somehow good for your health. Groundnut oil is good for your health. And again, the skimmed milk is very important rather than the dairy product having high amount of fat that is bad for your health. Okay.
So, mustard oil, should we consume that?
Suppose you are searching that what are the oils and what are the compositions of the saturated and unsaturated fatty acid, you won't get mustard oil anywhere. So the thing is that USFDA clearly recommends that mustard oil is not good for your health.
So this is a new information that I got. So we also hear that we should consume a low sodium diet. So what should be the sodium and salt intake?
There is a very clear recommendations. Most people know that you should consume less than 5 gram salt per day, and which is having less than 2 gram of sodium content.
So as a common person, what does gram and mean?
Oh, okay. It's very simple. You have to take less than 1 teaspoon per day.
Sir, in recent times, COVID combining with cardiovascular disease is a deadly combination. So what will you speak on that?
Very interesting topic because it's a common challenge nowadays. Whenever I was doing my duty in the ICU, whenever I am dealing with so many COVID patients, I have seen most of the people are having a background of cardiovascular diseases, and the outcome is very bad. Most people who are having some major cardiovascular disease, we cannot save the patient. Instead of we are providing everything, the ventilator support, ECMO support, we cannot save the patient. And most interestingly, the people who never had some cardiovascular disease, but after getting affected by COVID, they are having a new onset cardiovascular disease. And COVID myocarditis is a very leading cause of death nowadays. And whenever we are doing some imaging and echocardiography, we have found that the pumping capability has decreased in so many ways. But this kind of people have never had some cardiovascular disease. This is a new onset after getting affected with COVID.
Again, this is a serious concern to be noted. So, lastly, I want to say that we all know that prevention is better than cure. So, what will you suggest the viewers so that we can prevent the severity and risk of disease in future? It is considered that cardiovascular disease primarily affects the elderly people. But now we are seeing an increasing trend of this disease among the youth. So, why does this happen, and what should our youth do to combat this disease?
Mostly the youths are also exposed to that risk. There may be some family histories. Second, most important thing is the lifestyle. We cannot forget that the stressful life in the current scenario the youth are dealing with. And the third thing is the dietary habit, which is a very important thing nowadays. Because people are having very unhealthy diet nowadays. And another thing is the smoking, because smoking is one of the most important cause for the previous factors to affect the heart. So people are addicted nowadays. So many addictions, and this is very available nowadays in the hand of it. So if I take it sequentially, number one is the proper diet is very important. This is the lack of healthy diet. Second is the lifestyle, which includes the stressful life nowadays. Third, sedentary lifestyle. Fourth, lack of exercise. Fifth, smoking and other addictions. These are the most important things, and we don't have to forget that oral contraceptives still used amongst the young girls, and also there is a very much contribution of family history. These are the most important causes that we will get. We are getting nowadays so many number of people who are having the youth and having some cardiovascular disease nowadays.
So we know about various forms of cardiovascular disease like heart attack, heart block, heart failure. So what are the differences among these?
Okay, today I will not discuss about the medical terminologies. Better to explain in a very simple way so that people can understand what is actually the difference between this kind of disease, whatever you are talking about. So let us consider this building. This building comprises of three things: some building blocks, and the electric supply, and the water supply. So the heart is also having the same thing. In case of heart, the building blocks are the muscles which contracts and pump out all the bloods to your body so that your body get nutrition. And the second thing is the electrical supply is there. And third thing is the water supply. So if the water supply get blocked, that is your blood vessels to your heart, so that will lead to the heart attack. In medical terminologies, that we call it myocardial infarction, that is the heart attack, which is one of the leading cause of CVD, that is cardiovascular disease. Almost 85% of the patients having CVD are on heart attack. And the second thing, if the pumping system of the heart, this is the building, that is nothing but the building block. So if it got affected, so we call it heart failure, that heart fails to pump out the blood. And the third, if the electrical conductivity, electrical supply got hampered, then we call it heart block. So in nutshell, again I am telling, if the muscles, that is the building blocks, are affected, we call it heart failure. If the electrical supply got affected, we call it heart block. If the blood supply, that is the water supply of the building, got affected, we call it heart attack.
So thank you so much for all this information, and I hope this video was informative and we will live a healthy lifestyle and follow everything which Sir said. Thank you for your time, and thank you everyone.
Thank you very much.